What's up, you guys? It's Ben and welcome to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. So guys, we have a problem. We are now coming up towards November and December, the busiest period for Amazon sellers. Okay, this is where a lot of sales are going to be made on the Amazon marketplace, and naturally it gets very busy in China as well because us sellers continue to make more and more orders on Alibaba. So what I have found recently is that if you do speak to your suppliers in China, especially new ones that you haven't spoken to before, you will not get as good of a deal or as good of a response rate as you would have before. So effectively, now when I speak to suppliers, and let's say I speak to 20 of them or send out a message to 20 of them, instead of getting a usual response from about 15, I will now get a response from about 5 or 6. And that is purely because they are overly busy. They are busy fulfilling orders and sending them out to us in the EU, USA, and various other countries. So what's my solution? Because there is no end to this until of next year, okay? We have now until the end of the Christmas where these suppliers will not all of a sudden get less busy. They will actually continue to be as busy as they are at the moment until after Chinese New Year, which is usually the end of February. So what do we do as sellers? Do we just wait until the very end of Chinese New Year and wait for 4 months staying on cash and doing nothing? Or do we look at other solutions? And one of the solutions that I personally found, and I usually now use much more than I used to before, is using sourcing agents. These are basically people that will help you, that will act on your behalf, providing basically looking for new products for you, speaking to suppliers on your behalf, and getting you the best deal possible. So all I wanted to do today is actually speak to you about the pros and the cons of using these sorts of sourcing agents. And then if you stay until the very end of the video, I have a little secret for you that I promise you will not regret. So let's get straight to it. First things first is that what do sourcing agents do? Well, effectively they work on your behalf, and one of the main advantages of that is that you do not have to speak to every single supplier on Alibaba. If you have spoken to suppliers on Alibaba before, you will realize the frustration when it comes to speaking with them. Because their English is not their first language, you will really struggle to put your point across. Whereas sourcing agents, on the other hand, do speak very good English, understand exactly what you're looking for, and then will be able to speak on your behalf, which is really good, and it also saves your time doing so. Next up, they are much better at negotiation than you are, effectively. And the reason for that is because they speak the same language. They know exactly what you're looking for, and they will work as a partner for you, with you, effectively, if you find a good one. And then they will be able to negotiate on your behalf the best possible price, more so than you will, because they have the local knowledge. They know what's expensive and what's cheap, whereas us brand new sellers, we don't know what to expect. We don't know what price is cheap and not when it comes to selling, buying from Alibaba. Next up, they have much more choice than we do. And let me explain that. When we speak to people on Alibaba, we are respectively speaking to sellers that speak Chinese, okay? Whereas these guys, they don't have to speak to sellers that only speak English. You know, they can speak any language they need. That's not a problem for them. What they will do on your behalf, they won't actually go into Alibaba. They will go into their city center with these big marketplaces, and they will look for the products for you for the best possible price for suppliers that speak Chinese, and will most likely give you a much better deal. So basically they have a much broader knowledge of the market. They will know many more suppliers than you will, and they, you know, with more suppliers, they usually will be a much better cost as well. And that leads to my next point, is lower prices. At the end of the day, like I said before, if you do speak to only a limited number of suppliers on Alibaba, chances are you will not get the best possible price as much as a good sourcing agent will. Okay, and the last thing is quality control. Now, when it comes to speaking to people in China, effectively, you do not know how good the quality of that product is. However, if you have somebody trustworthy, especially somebody that you have worked with on a few projects, on a few products already, you will trust their opinion. And if they're good, they will tell you, yes, this product is cheap and yes, it's a good deal. However, the quality is not good. Okay, they will give you, hopefully, an independent point of view as to what they think about the product. Because if you ask about the quality of a product from a supplier directly, of course they will say it's the best ever and it's the best on the market because it's in their interest to sell you that product. Whereas a sourcing agent who provides you of various different options will give you the real answer and give you the real opinion of them, and it saves you money, and it also can save you on a tremendous amount of costs by buying the wrong product, which is very poor quality. However, there are quite a few disadvantages, and I need to cover them with you as well. The first one is, at the end of the day, they're a partner of yours, and therefore they will expect a commission. Now, usually that can go up anything from 1% to 5% on each and every single order, or you could be paying them a flat fee every single time you make an order. However, in my opinion, that commission is still relatively small when you compare it to the whole order. So it does make sense to use them if they can give you a good price, because at the end of the day, the lower the price of the product, the lower the total order price, the lower their commission is going to be. So it's not that bad. Next up, they will need to protect your trade secrets. Now, this is really, really important. When you get a good sourcing agent, at the end of the day, you have to be able to have confidential chats with them, because you don't want everybody to know what you're trying to buy. Because if they do, then they might undercut you, and then they might introduce a product that you're trying to sell as well. And then when you do eventually sell on Amazon, you will be bombarded with listings exactly the same as yours, increasing your competition. So you have to make sure that you get the best possible sourcing agent that you can fully trust in the long term. Next up, some sourcing agents may have agreements with some suppliers, okay? And this is really, really shady, because what that means is you will pay them commission for an order. However, also they will get commission from a certain supplier as well for making that order. So instead of them getting about 2 to 3% on each and every order, they might end up getting 6 or 7 or 8. And that is bad for you, because at the end of the day, you may not be getting the best possible deal. What you may be getting is the best possible deal for your sourcing agent, and who may not be getting the best possible price for you. He's just looking to get as much money for himself as possible. Now, the sourcing agents that I've spoken to that I trust, they have said that most of the time sellers do find this out, and therefore will cut the long-term relationship, the possible long-term relationship with the sourcing agents. So the good ones will see the long-term advantages of sticking on the side of the seller, but not all of them are as genuine as you may think. And then last but not least is the lack of control. At the end of the day, you are bringing in another person into the party. Except for you speaking with the Alibaba supplier, you now have a third person. Therefore, you don't have as much of control over the whole process. You have another person that will have to speak on your behalf, negotiate on your behalf, check the quality on your behalf, and do various things on your behalf. And therefore, you really have to trust this person and give up some of that control over the process, because it is your business. It is you making a loss or profit at the end of the day, but the control that you once had, you may no longer have in the long term. So there's pros to that, and also there's cons to that. And me personally, as being a control freak, I like to control as much of the process as possible. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Now, if you did stay until the end of the video, first of all, thank you so much. It really, really means a lot to me for your support. What I wanted to do, given how busy it is and how bad it is for us now to try and get new products, I'm actually going to leave one of my sourcing agents' contact details at the end of this video in the description and down below. What you can easily do is WhatsApp her and actually say, this is what you want, this is what you're looking for, and she'll be more than happy to provide you with some assistance. Now, you may be asking, why exactly am I doing this? And this is for the simple reason, well, two simple reasons. Number one, first of all, I really appreciate you loyal subscribers that watch throughout the whole of my video. And second is because my sourcing agent has now expanded her network, she's got actually a team working behind her, and therefore is able to bring on more sellers to help out more of us UK sellers in the long term. So it's a win-win situation for you guys, and it's a win-win situation for her as well. I am taking no commission and I'm taking no benefit out of this at all. The only good thing is that I now can help you guys with real world advice and practice when it comes to selling on Amazon. So I will link her contact details down below. Please check it out. If you do have any questions, please do comment down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there's going to be a lot more content coming up in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.